Hello. Okay, perfect. So, hello, I am Fadrina Sutton, and I'm here to walk you through expense tracking for your Mary Kay business. So, this is the file Mary Kay expense tracking. This is an Excel file that has 4 different tabs. I'm going to walk you quickly through the tabs. This is a template that you may use. I recommend that you print the first tab, the Rev Expense Summary page. You'll be able to use it as reference as you enter information in the additional tabs. Also, I utilize this Excel file uploaded to Google Drive, and I made it basically editable as a Google Doc, Google sheet, so that myself, my assistant, I could utilize it from anywhere. But if you want to have it more stationary, a file that you save like on a thumb drive or that you just have on your base computer, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So this is the expense revenue summary page. This page is the everything added all together. This is the page that you would actually print once you've entered all the data and give to your CPA or whoever is going to be doing your taxes. Okay, all the information in the back is what we call summary or backup data, supporting documentation, etc. Okay, I also recommend you print a copy of this again even before you start entering data, because you'll want the categories that are listed here as you get ready to enter on the other page. This is how it ticks and ties all the information we enter on tabs 2 through 4 and how it pulls to here. These are filled with formulas. So anything that is already zeroed here, you do not enter information, okay? Anything that's already zeroed, you do not enter information. You're only entering information in these shaded cells, okay? So enter your name, the year of that you're doing this tax record for, your beginning inventory, which will be your inventory at your cost on January 1, or if you are just starting, this is going to be 0, okay? Closing inventory on December 31st, okay? And then this is also important, your home office expenses. You want to take a photo of your home office area, which could be a full office, it could be a corner in your bedroom, your home office area, but it does have to be exclusive and regular use. You will your total square foot of your home, and then what you're using as your Mary Kay square footage. And then this is going to calculate your business percent of use, okay? And then here, these are all your regular expenses, the totals for the year, the full price totals for the year. You enter that here in these shaded areas. And then this is over here again, anything that's zeroed out, you don't enter. There are formulas there that populate the answer. So this is going to give you what percentage of your utilities is a business expense, what percentage of your home insurance can you write off, what percentage of repairs and maintenance can you write off. You're going to put your full total amounts here on this side, and then this is going to populate the answer for you, okay? When you get down here to vehicle expenses, you are going to enter your total vehicle miles, your total Mary Kay miles, purchase price, lease payments, all that information for your vehicle, whatever is applicable to you. And you do want to have written record of your total vehicle miles and total Mary Kay miles. So you can utilize a very simple mileage log. It could just be a notebook that you keep in your car. There are designated mileage logs you can actually purchase from Walmart or Office Depot, very, very inexpensive, $3 or so. Or you could use an app that tracks your mileage in the background of your phone. I don't get any kickback from Mile IQ, but I currently utilize Mile IQ to track mileage, and then I'm able to categorize that mileage at the end of the day or week or month or year, go back and put if those miles driven were business miles or personal miles. All right. So again, print this page for use as you're going through the additional tabs. And remember, you are only entering information in the shaded, okay, in the shades. All right, so let's start with Mary Kay's sales slip. So this is your checkbook register. This is going to show you how much money you're bringing in, how much you should be utilizing for your reorder, how much to keep, that 10% we normally recommend for business expenses, taxes paid, freight, what your profit, okay? So let me show you how to use this super quickly. I actually recommend you using these two columns, date and customer, and then you're entering information in these two columns, discount given and amount. Let me see if I can make that. Okay, so think about these two columns right here. Before I do that, let me reword this super fast because this is going to make more sense if it says this is your retail amount. All right. And then this is your wholesale amount. All right. Okay. All right. So let's take a couple of the receipts in this here. So I have 719, Barbara. All right. So I'm going to skip over all these sales here. And I'm going to go to here. I did not give Miss Barbara a discount. She paid full price for her bronze, her bronze 4 cream and powder. So everything with tax, that's why it says deposit amount. What money did you actually collect is $19.35. And if you look back here, total sales $19.35. The retail was $18. The inventory reorder or wholesale is $9. And then it gives me suggested $1.80 for business supplies, taxes, and it shows me what my profit was. Okay, so that same month, I also had a customer who lives out of town. Miss Audrey, she reordered. And again, I'm going to skip all of this here and go all the way over to discount given. And I actually did not give her any discount. She paid full price for everything. And the total amount deposited was $68.48. Okay. And when you look back, you want to double check the sales amount and the retail amount. Now, we don't have anything that is in change, right? So you can just update this 64 because sometimes the math doesn't get it exactly right, but 90% of the time it does. The wholesale would have been 32. This is what they're suggesting I set aside for PCP, how much she paid in taxes. Now wait, this was a CDS order, so that means that I paid $7.95 to ship this to her. Okay, and so I just typed that in there, and then this is my actual profit. All right, so let's go to the next one. All right, so Miss Brenda, let's type this in. Miss Brenda was actually a winner from a lead jar. Okay, and she came, she brought guests with her, and then she purchased product. All right, so she did get a discount given. She got $25 off of a set, one of our skincare sets. And the total amount I collected was $37.35. All right. And so you want to come back and you want to double check this. All right. So the total amount before discounts, anything like that was $62.35. This shows my retail as 58, which is correct because she got satin hands and satin lip set. And then it breaks out my wholesale amount, the amount that I should be paying towards additional supplies, things like that, the taxes. And I did not ship this to her. I gave it to her direct. And this, I did not make any money because, you know, I lost, this as $1.80 minus profit, $1.80. But I met 3 additional people. Brenda brought me additional people who bought their products at full price. So $1.80 is not bad in my book. All right. Okay, so that is just how you utilize the checkbook register, okay? So if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that it's totaled for you down here. Your total sales, your wholesale reorder, your PCP, taxes paid, freight paid, et cetera, right? So 125.18 is what should match what you deposited in your bank account or in the combination of accounts, because you know we have like ProPay, we take cash, we take Venmo, etc. Okay, so this should total there. All right, so let's take a look at where this information that we just added, where it goes. So let's go back to the revenue and expense summary. And as you can see, this total here tells us our total sales from what I entered, those 3 receipts was 150.18. Okay, so you can do a expense tracker. You can choose your rhythm of how often you're updating. If you're updating it once a week, if you're updating it once a month, this will give you your weekly total or your monthly total. And okay, all right. So now let us look at under the next slide. So we did our revenue. All right, so let's look at packing slip inventory. Okay, so as you can see, there's a top line here that has category, date, the order number or consultant amount, and any notes that we have. And then if you see here, there's some information here. Okay, so we've got $87. And you're wondering like, what is that $87.84 from? Well, this is your revenue. This is your reorder amount and the tax amount from this page here. Okay, so this is going to show you if you are within range, over range. There may be a time where you've quote unquote overspent, although you're not really overspending, because we buy inventory up front and then we sell it. So there's a space where you're always going to have bought inventory that's still on your shelf that you've not sold yet. So if this number is negative, don't freak out. Okay, just know that this is kind of helping you to guide where you are. All right, so you see here we've got, you're going to utilize your Mary Kay packing slip to enter the amounts here. And remember, I told you to take a copy of that revenue summary because that tells you what category you're going to put here. Let me go back and show you where that is on the revenue. So remember, I talked to you about categories. So these category numbers, letters, they're all letters, are ones that you're going to utilize for the additional sheets. Okay. So see here, it says section 1 purchases. This is your cost and it comes from the packing slip is AA. If you had a purchase that you got a product from another consultant, that'll be AB. If you sold a product to another consultant, that's AC. And then your personal use products that you're taking off your shelf for personal use is going to be AD. Okay. And then also from packing slip, you've got your sales taxes paid, which is a letter I. And you've got your freight expense from packing slip, which is a P. You've got section 2 from packing slip, which is a Q. All right. So let's go back to that inventory, packing slip inventory. So there are always 4 things you're going to pull from this sheet. So the first category is AA. We're going to use my packing slip from 12/31. All right. And the order number. Okay. Your packing slip has an order number. And it changes obviously for each order. Let's just give, all right. And the amount, what's the amount for for category AA was 600. So you guys know I got my jewelry for the month. That is awesome. Okay, so the next thing is if you're looking at the packing slip in the very middle, it has your order totals and it goes right down this list. Retail amount, net wholesale, total section 2, shipping and handling, total taxes, etc. So we're just going down that list right there. So section 2 is Q, category Q. We're going to use the same date, same order number, but this amount was $10. All right. The third thing is shipping and handling, which is going to be P, same date. I'm sorry. Same order number, and that amount is $10.95. All right, and then the last one is going to be taxes that you paid on the order, which is a capital an I. We got 431. Same order number, and my total taxes was $90.82. All right. Okay, so this totals here that my was 711. All right, and remember, don't freak out about this being negative because we do order ahead and then sell from our inventory. But let's look back at the revenue summary to see what that looks like. So you see here, it updated how much we have in section 1, 600. It updated our sales taxes paid, 90. It updated, oh, I gotta go check that. Our section 2, I didn't pull the freight. Let's check that out real quick. All right. All right, so you see how that's working, why you want to have your first sheet handy so you can look at the category numbers. All right, so let's look at the next sheet here. We've got receipts and expenses, So your revenue number, let's go back, receipts and expenses. Okay, so again, you've got your category, your date, your place, which is the store or, whatever this expense is for. I guess I could say vendor, would probably be a better title. E-N-D-O-R. All right, the amount and any notes that you have. So I love this because one, this is the one you're going to use the most. This is the one you're going to use the most. All right, so I've got a couple expenses here. Let's go through it. So let's go back to the revenue expense summary page. And again, remember, these are your regular business expenses that are allowable to expense, and category letters here have no significance other than this worksheet and it pulling from it being able to total it for you. Okay, but some regular ones: advertising, insurance, dry cleaning, supplies, which is a big one. You use this a lot. Travel expenses, meals and food. Oh, weekly meetings, office and bookkeeping. Bookkeeping expenses, bank charges, propay fees, dues on publications, postage. So you've got postage, which is what you spend when you are going to the post office, UPS, etc. And then you've got freight, which is what comes in on the packing. Okay, your freight expense is a little different than postage, okay, because your freight expense relates to inventory. All right. Workshops, donations, things of that nature. All right, so again, print this so you have these categories when you are looking at your sales slips. And I actually, as I printed a second copy of this and I cut out this part, this business expenses and category, taped it to an envelope or, the little small coupon coupon holders you can get from like the Dollar Tree. I tape this to the outside, and as I get receipts, I try to categorize it and stick it in. I try to put the letter that it belongs to and stick it in the thing, in my envelope, or that coupon organizer, that mini coupon organizer. That lets it, when I either give it to my assistant, they can just pick it up and see what category it is. They don't have to guess, and it makes it go very much quicker. Okay, obviously they can again still just print this and kind of determine where it goes, but it's great if you can help them out by pre-selecting the categories. Okay, so the first receipt I have is for Dollar Tree. What's the date on it? 2/2. All right, and the vendor is Dollar Tree, well, $1.25 tree, and the amount was $403. Uh-oh, the amount was 403, not 44, 403. And notes. Now, this isn't required, but I do this so that I can see like how much I'm spending for Valentine's, how much am I spending for Christmas, how much am I spending in those different categories, because that helps me plan like how much money I need to kind of have saved aside for different holidays. So this, obviously being in February, was for Valentine's Day. And we're just going to put wrapping. All right. You do not have to write this note on every single one, but I like to do it at least for the holidays or special things that I'm doing, like how much am I spending regularly on tissue paper? How much am I spending regularly on ribbon or gift bags, things like that? Because then it can help me say, am I, saving money, like would it be better if I bought it in bulk, things like that, but not required, but just a good thing. All right, so we also have my receipt from our weekly meetings, and I'm just going to do 12/31 because I actually pay it normally on Venmo, so I can look at the full amount. You can do it again every week if you get a receipt every week, or you can pull your Venmo receipts for the month, whatever works for you. But I normally pay it at least by the month. So this is 30. Oh, so I'm going to put think pink, and this was $30. Okay. I know that this is meeting fees, so I don't have to put a note here because G already tells me it's for the meeting. All right. So I've got something else. Let's see. I actually went to the post office. So you put your O. What's the date on this receipt? 3/4. Now, mind you, this should all be in the same year. I just pulled some random receipts to look at this. Okay. All right. So this is going to be the post office. And post office. And then the amount that I spent was $15.95. All right, because I did flat rate shipping, and boom. Now, another thing that I utilize for shipping is Pirate Ship. So I can also print a report for the full year of what I spent on Pirate Ship. So, and that is what I use most often because I can make the labels at home and pay, that way. But they do a report. Okay. So anyways, just so you kind of get the idea. Now let's see this. Let's do another Dollar Tree so you can see that it totals it for you. I had to go back to the Dollar Tree because I got a bunch of orders, and this time I spent $25.87. Up, not 2,000. All right, $25.87. So let's go back to our revenue and expense summary. And as you can see, we've got our weekly meeting here, and our supplies, which is H, it totaled it for us. Okay. And then our postage is here. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so that's how you utilize each of the internal tabs, and it all comes back and builds for you in the revenue and expense summary. All right, so at the end of the year, whether you are just touching up the December or you are doing all of it all together, this is the page, that revenue and expense summary, that you're going to print and take it to your I actually, at the end, once I've done input all of the receipts, all of everything, then I actually print the entire workbook. I make a copy of that expense summary page. I give that to my CPA person, which is actually me, but that's what the CPA person would get. And I put everything else in a manila envelope and I stick it in with the receipts, all of the slips, and all that summary. So if you're ever audited, you're able to pull just 1 to 2 manila envelopes with all of this backup supporting documentation. Also include the picture of your office and actually your date book. All of that goes together, and then you're filed and complete for your tax year. So this is a great opportunity, a great way for you to keep everything if you're entering this along the year, throughout the year. But again, at the end of the year, it works well also. And so some additional supplies that you may need may be the 9x12 manila large envelopes. May also use either a small letter envelope to keep your receipts like in your purse, or a coupon holder, again, to keep your receipts organized as they're coming in. And then you can either pass those over to your assistant to enter, or a child family member to enter. I recommend pre-coding the categories as it's coming in, but it doesn't matter. You can do it at any point. It's just sometimes easier for you to remember what's going on if you do it right then. I didn't do meals and food as just as an example, just because I didn't have one close by. But if you're doing coffee dates for interviews and things like that, and you purchase both you and the interviewee's coffee or tea, then you need to write their name and that it was a Mary Kay interview. Or if you're taking the team out, you need to put, team out for dinner, something like that on your receipts, okay? So that it can be tagged. And I recommend doing that as you do it and not later on when you're looking at a mountain of receipts, okay? So hopefully this was helpful. And if you have any questions, you are welcome to give me a call or shoot me an email. Let me actually type that right here. And you can shoot me a call or an email and I'll do my best to explain everything. And I hope that this was beneficial for you. Thank you.